So starting off, obviously, Kansas doing thing once again. Number 8, Kansas defeats Oklahoma State. They won by 12. Obviously, Darryn Peterson is the main event. He's the main talking point in these games, and he had 23 points in 18 minutes. Now, if you take that from the top, that's killer, right? 23 points, 18 minutes. If you can outscore your minutes, you did it's a great performance. It's an efficient performance. And yes, but the problem is he had 20 in the first half, played 2 minutes in the second half, hit a three right after he hit the three, turned to self and said, hey, you got to get me out of the game. And of course, that causes a bunch of backlash. Now, we talk about Darryn Peterson, and there is a lot of criticism. I am a Darryn Peterson criticizer. But Darryn Peterson and Kansas have a big chance coming up in March to win a national championship. Now, once again, like I said, there's a lot of Darryn Peterson haters. There's a lot of guys that say, I would not take him as number 1 pick. Jeff Teague said, hey, we can't have that. I can't trust that, right? And that is the right sentiment. That is the carrying sentiment. But we're going to have that conversation. Kansas has, I think they're 10-2 in the Big 12. They've knocked off some of the top teams. And we're really going to have to take a seat back and look. If Kansas can go on a run, have a great NCAA tournament, make the Final Four, make the national championship, and Darryn Peterson plays all those games and he's killing, it's going to be making a lot of people look a little silly, right? We're going to have to sit back and say, because when he does play, he kills. So if he's going to kill an NCAA tournament, it's going to be rough for the naysayers. And I think, to be honest, hamstring or not, cramps or not, reliability or not, if he does his thing in the NCAA tournament, he's going to have to be number 1, de facto number 1 pick, man. That just is what it is, man. I mean, I can't lie. But we're going to move on to the next one. We have UConn taking belt. Okay, UConn got defeated by Creighton. Number 5 UConn, man. UConn is not as good as they were a few years back. Still a potential contender, but they lost by 7. Braylon Mullins had 25 points. I think he was 9 for 22 from the field. He's a freshman. And then we got Josh Dix, 21 points, 8 rebounds. I don't really have too much to say about UConn. I don't know that much about UConn. I haven't watched too much UConn basketball. But I know that roster that they used to have was crazy, was insane. So it's hard to hold them to that same standard, man. So we're going to see. We're going to see what UConn's talking about. Now, moving on to Texas Tech. Texas Tech might have had the worst night in college basketball. There was a lot of upsets the last 2 days. Obviously, my guys over at St. Louis, they got upset by Rhode Island. There's a few more upsets. Ohio State beat the brakes off Wisconsin, but Wisconsin was ranked 24th. We already broke down Arkansas and Alabama, 25-20 upsets, not that high, but a mediocre Arizona State team beats Texas Tech. But that is not the problem, okay? Maurice Odom, 23 points, 3 assists, but our guy JT Toppin, Big 12 Player of the Year last year. Texas Tech, Grant McCasland, good coach, got a lot of things going for him, could be a contender in the Big 12 tournament, could be a contender in the NCAA tournament. JT Toppin tore his ACL, man, right? Tore his ACL. We hate to see that, especially this late in the season, because that's going to impact your next season. And yeah, man, JT Toppin tore his ACL. That is horrendous news. Tore it late game, late in the second half. He was having an okay game. But yeah, man, bad to see it. Obviously, prayers up for JT Toppin. But man, that is very impactful. Obviously, I don't think Texas Tech was going to win the Big 12, so it's not that big on, implications for someone like Kansas or Houston. But at the same time, man, you never want to see that stuff. And in my opinion, it pretty much shuts down Texas Tech's season. And moving on to our last game, our last coverage is this Purdue team, number 7 in the country, falls to Michigan, 91-80. That's not a surprise. Michigan is probably the front runner, the leader of the pack, if you had to, put your money on a team, if you will. But Elliot Cadeau has had a resurgence over here at Michigan. looking real comfortable. I broke them down earlier in the season, 17 points, 7 assists. Obviously, we have Braden Smith, 20 points, 6 assists. The problem is, you know what I'm saying, with this Purdue team, Purdue's good. Someone on TikTok or Twitter or something said they look like a suburban AAU team that can beat the suburban teams, but can't, you know what I'm saying, make it happen against the top teams. I think the biggest thing, my biggest problem with today's basketball, I just think your point guard can't be your biggest player, your best player. Point guards, the guards get a lot of love, but I think you need great support from the wings. You need dynamic wings, and I don't think Purdue has that. Now, they had a guy have 23 points, but I just think you need good wings, right? And Michigan has that with Yaxel at the 4. They got the big 5s, and then we got, you know what I'm saying, Cadeau at the 1. Obviously, college basketball is a little different than professional basketball. But yeah, man, I just think Purdue is capped, which is okay. They can have a good season, but I think they are capped, and that is that. Obviously, Michigan is doing their thing. Number 1, they're probably going to win the Big Ten. I think they only have 1 loss in the Big Ten. So yeah, man. I mean, USC got blasted last night. Elijah Arenas only played 18 minutes. I didn't look too far into that, but I wonder why that is. But yeah, man, let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think about this Darryn Peterson thing? I know that's the headline. And like I said, they have a real potential to make it happen in this tournament. And that's going to turn a lot of heads, man. That's really going to it's going to leave a lot of people questioning. Obviously, we got the Bansa, and I think he's a safe number 1 pick. But yeah, man, let me know what you think in the comments.